Hey, what's up everybody? This is Alex Molina93 here. Today's gonna be my reaction to Angry Video Game Nerd Beetlejuice episode 121. And I do this for the Halloween special. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. To play these shitty games that suck ass, he'd rather have a buffalo. Take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. I have the Thriller one. I do remember the Michael Jackson one. Someday I'll react to the Ghostbusters one. He's the angry video game nerd.
Beetlejuice, you know, great classic Tim Burton movie from the 80s starring Michael Keaton.
Oh,
At the
yeah.
time, it was probably
Great
one
movie.
of the darkest and quirkiest comedies to
And
get
I've
mainstream
seen
attention. It was a
the
big
sequel
deal.
of
It had
it,
a cartoon
Beetlejuice,
show,
Beetlejuice.
and of course a video game on the good old NES. With a movie that employs such a wide scope of imagination where anything can happen,
And I do
that gives
remember
a
the
lot of
cartoon as well.
possibilities for a game. So I bet this could be great.
Let's see about that. Of course, LJN.
Oh, come on! Why? Of course.
No idea.
It was made by LJN. Made by LJN. You know, that's something everyone's always trying to correct me about.
Well, they were
LJN was
just
not a
publishing
game
games, but they
developer.
were bringing
a publisher
bad
that
quality
contracted
games.
other companies to develop the games.
Except
I
for
know
a few
that,
games that
but
are
that
good.
doesn't change the fact that every time this logo appears on a game, it's guaranteed to be ass.
Yeah.
If LJN published it, they still made it. It's an LJN game. So technically, this one was developed by Rare. Meaning it's a rare fucking day when LJN makes a game that's not a 12-foot tall mound of dog shit. Rare was the same company that made Donkey Kong Country and Killer Instinct.
Classics
so maybe
during
we can
their
have high
Nintendo
hopes
era.
that this will be okay. But on the other hand, Rare also developed other LJN classics such as Roger Rabbit, Nightmare on Elm Street, and made Battletoads, which is one of the worst two-player games of all time. So,
and we all know
hold up?
how they were doing
Let's turn
on
the
their
juice
Microsoft
and
era.
see what shakes loose. Well, I have to say, I like that you play as Beetlejuice, the goofy ghoul himself, and not one of the main human characters of the movie.
Yeah,
But for
that
a
is
guy who's
surprising.
supposed to be the
I
ghost
mean,
with the
on
most, he
the
really
cartoon,
sucks
he's the main
most.
protagonist.
All he can do is jump on enemies, but unlike a famous Italian plumber, all it does is stun the enemies and toss you back 100 miles like you just bounced off a trampoline.
But how you're supposed to attack the enemies?
What's with all the ricochet shit? You can't do anything in this game without being flung all over the place.
That is confusing though.
We need a name for this. We'll call it simply bouncing bullshit. And how come I can fall through a solid wall? I know Beetlejuice is a ghost, but he walks on the ground just fine.
Yep.
I guess the rule is the horizontal planes are solid, but the verticals are traps. We'll call this a perpendicular dick ploy. Isn't it nice how every time you try to move the screen down,
you're supposed
you
to
die?
hit the enemies?
In most games, falling down pits is common. You fall, you die. That's fair. But here, if you advance the screen up and try to jump back down to where you once were, you still die. To get the screen to scroll back down, you have to gradually descend, hopping along lower platforms. Simply put, the edge of the screen is death.
I mean, what
It's a
the
good way to box
fuck?
the player in like a rat, forcing them to move about in the most unconventional ways and insulting their intelligence at the same time. This will be known as the bitch barrier, and the player is the bitch. Damn! Fuck!
I mean, come on.
Shit! Nope, not fun. Game sucks. That's all you need to know.
Oh my god, Rareware.
Fucking Beetlejuice. You know what I'd rather do is trap a bunch of beetles in a jar, smush them with a lemon squeezer, and drain their juice into a shot glass. And no, I didn't say anything about drinking it.
Ugh.
Are you telling me the torches kill you too?
That's
the torches
stupid.
should just be there for decoration.
Yep.
How does Beetlejuice hit them anyway? I thought they were part of the background. So is he just jumping against the wall?
I mean,
Even
come
if the torch
on.
is out of frame, it kills
Why?
you. And didn't we already establish a rule that whatever's not on screen doesn't exist? The game breaks its own rules, as long as it plays to your disadvantage. Don't touch anything. You have to be so strict about your every move, or else you get assassinated by every little thing in sight. This is what we'll call inanimate anal assassinations. There's stores where you can buy power-ups. These are your only weapons in the game, but they run out within seconds. They're not even worth the effort of gathering enough points to buy them. This is what we'll call fruitless farts.
Oh
By the
my.
time you figure out that hitting down in A will make
That's
you
a
go
cool
down
looking
a hole,
controller.
you'll realize that there's these little bonus caverns where you can get extra points by jumping on enemies. Yeah, this is the only place I've found where jumping on them actually works. Try that anywhere
Yeah, I
else and you'll
mean,
get bounced
why
off
not
a fucking
the
cliff.
normal enemies
And try
like
hitting
those,
down
like
in
the
A
bugs?
anywhere other than the holes, and you'll fall to your doom. You also have a stomp attack, but it only works on tiny bugs, not the bigger bugs. And the holes,
I
by
mean,
the
that's
way,
stupid,
the only place where you're allowed
you
to
ask
fall
me.
down are only one screen deep. You think you're supposed to keep going down? No, you die. So you have to go back out the hole. Yeah, how about out my asshole, you fucks? Oh look, a frog. Can I jump on it? Can I stun it? Can I kill it? You know what? I'm not even gonna mess with it. You can't trust this game. It
I have
doesn't
a
any
feeling that
consistent
it does
rules.
damage you.
All this misleading bullshit and trickery will give the term diuretic diversions. You never know what you're supposed to do. You'll come to an apparent dead end, only to realize later that you have to get this cloud to move. It'll only move after the beehive is destroyed, and the only way to do that is to get the skeleton power up and use it to shoot a fireball at it. That's the kind of shit that would never make sense in any other context. Say that to someone in a sentence. To get a cloud to move, I had to get a skeleton to shoot a fireball at a beehive. When
Oh
did
my
that
god.
ever happen in the movie? And we're talking about a movie that's batshit insane. But this makes the movie look like something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, some
You
of
know,
the
most
licensed
games
games
stick
that
to
they
certain
make,
traditions that ignore the
they don't make
strange and the
sense. I
unusual.
mean,
But this game
not being
itself
very faithful
is
to the source
strange and
material.
unusual. There's a few cutscenes, but they're very brief. So it's like they almost try to be faithful to
I mean,
the
I
film.
guess they want to
I mean,
make it
come on,
different,
Beetlejuice
but
can't say nice
just
fucking
make
model
it
and honk his
as
crotch
much
in an NES
faithful
game?
as possible.
I think the game has more to do with the star than the movie. I mean the star in the sky, the real Beetlejuice. It's a red supergiant that's going to explode one day. Does that not accurately describe the feeling you get from playing this piece of shit? This particular star is always pulsating. It's so inconsistent that it's sometimes called the 9th brightest star in the sky, but usually the 10th. These fluctuations and inconsistencies are exactly what they were going for with the unpredictable nature of this game. When you're flying all over the place like a spring-loaded turd in a pinball machine,
Is that supposed to
that's
be a
just
shark
like
on
the
the
star
top?
itself, how it's been speculated to have changed course at one time or another, possibly because of a nearby stellar explosion, or in this case, a fucking bug. I mean, here we have a game where what exists outside the edge of the screen could take effect or not. The absence of visibility will result in death, whereas the existence of
Yeah, they
something
made
harmful
Beetlejuice
but
as a
not
wimp
visible
in this
will
game.
still be in effect. Is it any coincidence
On
that
the
a game
movie
with
and
no
on the
definable
cartoon, he's
boundaries
very
would have such a
powerful,
distinct
but
relation to
on
a star
this
with
game,
optical
he's
emissions that
just a
vary,
wimp.
making it hard to define the photosphere? Or what about how the star is surrounded by a circumstellar envelope made up of matter that's been ejected from the star, kind of like a mass of bees coming out of a beehive and making an outer field around the hive? Betelgeuse is part of the constellation of Orion. That's what the ancient Greeks viewed it as, but of course today we all know that it's actually a skeleton shooting a fireball. Why would Beetlejuice be on the shoulder? Well, quite simply, anyone who's played this game as a kid has a chip on their shoulder whenever you bring up the name. And at last, the game was released in May. That's the same month when Beetlejuice can be seen over the western horizon after sunset for only a brief period of time. Likewise, it was Western US gamers who played this right after sunset when their homework was done, and it was only for a brief period before they threw it to the ground beneath the horizon. So yes, I'm convinced the game was based on the star and not the movie. Or you could just say they fucked it up and took too much liberty with the source material.
Rare fucked it
We'll
up.
call this freeform fuckery. As explained, there's many parts in the game where you need to get points to buy the skeleton or other power-ups. The most common way to get these points is to stomp on bugs. You'll never know how many points you have until you go into the store. So what are you supposed to do? Keep track of your own points? To stomp on these bugs,
I guess
you have to
so.
be really precise. It's just a tiny little mark you have to hit. But the worst part of all is that you can't concentrate on hitting the bugs because you have to tend with a larger bug at the same time. It's always there and constantly moving back and forth. So the method goes stomp, jump, jump. And watch out, if you accidentally fumble on the controls,
how is that supposed to be
it's very easy
fun?
to hop off the platform to your
It is
death.
annoying and boring.
This kind of accuracy we'll call pinpoint piss taking. When you get to the first stage boss, there's no way to kill him, not without the skeleton. That's the only way. But if you get there without the skeleton, you're fucked. You can't even go back out. There's a fucking door right there, but you can't use it. You have no other choice but to get killed. And then it either sends you back several areas that you have to play through all over again, or
This is
it
so
starts you right at the boss
confusing.
again.
Like,
I don't know
why
if there's
Rare
any reason or
made
it's
a
just
game like
complete
this?
random, but once it starts you at the boss, then it'll keep doing it. You're stuck here perpetually. Even if you get to the continue screen, it keeps starting you at the boss. So you have to reset the game just so you can get the skeleton. When you arrive at the boss with the skeleton, you have to make sure you have plenty of them because it goes away so fast. You can't get hit. If you get hit once, you lose the skeleton. The boss doesn't even have an energy bar or a hit meter of any kind. To beat him, you're supposed to hit him enough times to push him over to the wall on the right. But he shoots his weapons so frequently that you only have time for one attack before you have to jump over the damn thing. And if you jump at all, you end up on the ledge above the door. This wastes so much time and guarantees that he will always be moving closer each time. You'll never be able to get enough shots in to move him to the right, and if he gets too far to the left, you're completely fucked. You can't hit him from the back. The only way to win that I know of is through a glitch where you have to do it real fast in the beginning while you're blinking. This is the most flawed, unfair, unpredictable first stage boss fight I've ever seen. We'll call this a rat trap crapshoot. And at last, let's talk about the music. Don't expect to hear the familiar, dark, mischievous Danny
I've
Elfman
heard that
theme.
David
No.
Wise
In the tradition of all
composed the
LJN
music for
games,
this game.
They give you something original.
He makes really great music.
What kind of horse shit is this? This doesn't set the tone at all.
But it does sound nice for a video game. Not gonna lie.
Fine for other games. This is something you should hear if you're jumping around blowing bubbles in Magic Fairy Tale Land, not a dark Tim Burton nightmare world. It would be like listening to, I don't know, the soundtrack to Mary Poppins while watching Requiem for a Dream. For this kind of inappropriate game soundtrack, we'll call it bad music.
Even though it does not fit for Beetlejuice.
I could say the game
it does
is
sound
ass.
nice.
It's a steaming pile of goat shit, horrible abomination, but the perfect way to sum it up is it's an LJN game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
who
when you see
actually
that
developed
logo,
it, they
you
were
do not
hired by
expect to be a
LJN. The welcome
good
letter
quality
probably
game.
said something like this. Welcome to our team of laughing, joking numbnuts. Here at LJN, we strive in creating the world's leading shitfests and providing to our customers the greatest raping of all their favorite films. We value your addition in helping us continue to grow the black plague of today's generation of gaming. Enclosed, you will find our handbook of policies and procedures in developing games with bouncing bullshit, perpendicular dick ploys, bitch barriers, inanimate anal assassinations, fruitless farts, diuretic diversions, free-form fuckery, pinpoint piss-taking, rat trap crapshoots, and bad music. We are proud to have you on board. Well, fuck this game, watch it go!
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice! Yeah.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice!
I've seen The Exorcist 167 times. It keeps getting funnier every fucking time! Happy Halloween, motherfucker!
Serves it right. Oh my god. So there you go, guys. That is my reaction to Angry Video Game Nerd Beetlejuice episode 121. An okay episode, I gotta say. Not one of my favorites, but I still did enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, Beetlejuice is an iconic movie, and I do remember the cartoon as well being good, which was produced by Tim Burton as well. I remember that. And I also saw recently Beetlejuice 2, which is titled Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And it would be very funny whenever they bring the third film, you say the same title 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Since that's the only way to summon the character himself. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, the video game itself, it looks like it sucks. I mean, Rareware, we all know they made hit or miss games back in the day. I mean, before Nintendo, they sometimes bring good games, they sometimes not. Yeah, during their Nintendo era, they were making a lot of great games, and we all know how they were doing right now with Microsoft. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Beetlejuice, the video game, is not something that I would want to play. I mean, the only 2 good things about it, from what I've seen, are the graphics and the music. That's it. Even though the music does not fit for Beetlejuice, I mean, it sounds nice. David Wise makes really great music, and I've heard that he composed the music for this game. So, yeah, not bad. But I do agree with AVGN that it does not fit for Beetlejuice. Yeah, I mean, it's so confusing how you were supposed to hit the enemies. I mean, the bugs. I mean, the normal enemies, how you're supposed to kill them. I mean, it makes no sense. How does it make it fun? I mean, with Mario, you can stomp on the enemy, jumping on them, and whew, that's it. I mean, depending, the enemy you're facing at. Yeah, I mean, a horrible game, and that's something that I would not play. I mean, I'm a fan of classic Rareware, but this is one of the games that I would not play from them at all. So yeah, I'll skip that game. An okay episode, and hope you guys did enjoy it as well. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you want to check out Cinemassacre, Angry Video Game Nerd, and the episode, I'll put the links in the description below, and better subscribe to him. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos to come for you guys to enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and a like button below. And comment in the section below, what do you guys think about AVGN's Beetlejuice episode? Do you like it or not? It is your choice. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Peace. Just like that.